All right, let's get you up to speed. Over the next few minutes, we're going to make you an expert in safety's automated temperature monitoring. Seriously, we'll show you how to finally leave behind those time-consuming manual checks for a smart, automated system that saves you time and protects your business from some pretty costly errors. So let's just start with a quick question. Are you tired of that daily grind of manual temperature checks? You know, the endless paper logs, the constant worry about a missed reading, or just the risk of simple human error? If any of that sounds familiar, you are definitely in the right place. So, here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the challenges of manual checks. Then, I'll introduce you to the Safely solution. After that, we're going to break down the 4 key pillars that make it all work, walk through a real-world alert-to-action scenario, and then we'll wrap up with a look at your new command center, right inside the platform. Okay, let's start at the very beginning. Because to really get why the solution is so great, we first need to talk about the problem. All those risks and headaches that come with doing things the old-fashioned way. You know, the traditional approach is just full of gaps. It relies on paper logs that, let's be honest, can get lost or be totally illegible. It's so prone to simple data entry mistakes that can have huge consequences. But the biggest issue? It's the total lack of real-time visibility. I mean, a freezer can fail minutes after a manual check, and you might not know for hours. That's thousands of dollars of stock at risk, and your response time just slows to a crawl. So how do we fix all this? Well, that's where the Safely solution comes in. It introduces a brand new standard: continuous, automated, and truly connected compliance. So at its heart, automated temperature monitoring is what we call an IoT-driven system. What does that actually mean? It means it automatically collects temperature readings for you 24/7. It gives you a live view of what's happening, and this is the really key part. It actually turns any issue or alert into a resolved action, complete with proof. Okay, so how does this magic actually work? It's all built on this simple but really powerful foundation that we call the 4 pillars. Just think of this as the engine that drives your entire automated monitoring system. The whole process is super logical and seamless. It all starts with connecting your devices. Then it moves to automatically collecting the data. From there, it's about detecting any issues, and finally, and this is so important, it's about closing the loop on every single one of those issues. The first 2 pillars are all about getting that data flowing. So in pillar 1, connect, you just register your devices in Safely, your fridges, your freezers, and you organize them into categories. Then, boom, in pillar 2, collect. Those sensors automatically start streaming temperature readings right into the system. No more clipboards, no more manual entry. It's done. Now, the next 2 pillars are where the system gets really, really smart. In pillar 3, detect, the very moment a reading goes outside of your set range, Safely generates an instant compliance alert. But it doesn't just stop there. Pillar 4, close the loop, turns that alert into a trackable task. This makes sure the issue is assigned, it's fixed, and it's all documented, creating a perfect, unbroken audit trail. All right, let's see how this all comes together in a real-life situation. Because this isn't just about getting an alert, right? It's about what you do next and how fast you can do it. So just imagine one of your cold storage units starts to drift above its safe temperature. You don't have to wait for somebody to notice. The second it happens, an automated compliance alert is triggered inside Safely. Your team gets notified immediately. They can open up that alert and see everything they need right away. Which device is having the problem, the exact time it happened, and the specific out-of-range reading. All the critical info right there. And here is the crucial bit. Right from inside that alert, with literally one click, you can create a follow-up task. No more chasing people down, no switching to another system. The action is linked directly to the problem. So now that task is in the system, it's assigned to the right person, and it's tracked all the way through to completion. This is how you ensure that every single issue isn't just detected, but it's verifiably resolved. The loop is officially closed. So where does all this live inside the platform? Let's take a quick tour of your new compliance command center, the IoT monitoring module in Safely. Inside the IoT monitoring module, you're going to find your complete toolkit. You've got asset categories to keep everything organized. View assets gives you that live data. You can dive really deep with asset reporting, manage all your tasks in compliance alerts, and handle your hardware under devices. It's all right here. And all that data being collected creates some incredibly valuable insights. You can track temperature trends over weeks or even months. You can use heat maps to spot recurring problem areas. You can compare performance across different sites, and you build this continuous, automated evidence trail that basically transforms audits from a major stress event into a simple verification step. So the big question is, what does this all add up to? Let's talk about the real-world business impact here, the new reality of automated compliance. So what's the bottom line for you? Well, you'll spend way less time on manual checks and just eliminate data entry errors. You'll catch temperature issues so much faster, preventing huge stock loss and saving your team from those operational fire drills. Your audit readiness becomes rock solid, and you gain this powerful statewide view that lets you manage proactively, catching small issues before they become massive problems. Ultimately, it all comes down to this: monitor temperatures automatically, respond faster, and prove compliance. This system doesn't just give you data, it gives you control, it gives you speed, and it gives you certainty. So the only question left is, are you ready to close the loop